let's get going for some mobility. Is anyone out there? Just say yes if you are. Cool. Okay, let's do it. So we're going to start off with a bit of a neck warm-up. So start standing up. Just relax the whole body. We're going to do a full body mobility today. So starting with the neck, come over, look over to your right shoulder, take chin down to the right shoulder, and then all the way around, nice and slow. Go as slow as you can. Chin to the chest, and then to the other side. We're just going to do that a couple of times, going all the way down to the chest. So it's like a half rotation. Notice your breath. Notice if you're holding your breath or whether you're just breathing calmly in and out through the nose. Okay, from here we're going to take it to the back. So let the neck roll nice and softly, smoothly, no tension in the neck. If it hurts, just stop and then all the way back around. Once more, all the way back around. All right. We're going to do some what they call cars movements here. So taking your hands, opposite hand to opposite shoulder, and we're going to look at really mobilizing the thoracic spine here. So it's sort of an interesting move. You might not be used to this one, so just bear with me as I try to explain. We want to keep the hips facing forward, but just move the top half of the body to the right. Tuck the chin and then rotate down. You're only bending the top part of your body and then come all the way across and then all the way back up to where you started. Nice and slow. The slower the better, and really focusing on the movement. Let's go in the other direction. So you keep the hips facing forward as you come all the way across, as far across as you can without moving your hips. Tuck chin to chest, come all the way down. Nice and slowly. And all the way back up. This actually should be really tough. You can make this really hard if you like coming back in the other direction. So you come as far down as you can, keeping the roundness in your thoracic spine. And all the way back. And just relax here. Taking the right arm, we're going to stretch it diagonally across the body, really lengthen out the hand, palm facing the ceiling. Imagine you're pushing against something here, so you're actually tensing your muscles and you're trying to make it as if it's really hard work, and it actually should feel really hard. Stretch it up to the ceiling, keep going all the way up, and then start to rotate the thumb down as you come down. See if you can not move your hips, not move your torso, and let the arm come down, thumb coming down, and it's just parallel now with the side wall coming all the way down. It's going to come sweeping past your body. It should touch your body as you come back. To start again, let's go once more. So palm faces, goes diagonally across the body, all the way up. Really stretch forward here and tense your whole arm as you bring it up as far as you can. When you can go no further, start to rotate the thumb down. Hand goes, spins around basically. Now bring that arm into the body so that you're going to sweep the arm just past the body. So you're actively pulling it away from that right side wall. And then back to where we started. Let's go in the opposite direction. So palm facing up as we come all the way back, and then bringing that all the way around. And now it starts to go diagonally across the body, resisting, as if you're sort of resisting water, or you're actually holding a weight. Once more in that direction, same right arm, come all the way back and across the body. And shake it out. And just notice if there's any difference between the right and the left now. The right should feel a bit more mobile. Let's go with the left hand. So palm beside the body, facing up, diagonally across towards the right side. Really push here. Imagine there's a weight pushing against you and you're actually struggling to lift that up. Notice there's no bend in my arm here. I'm keeping the arm straight and I'm lifting it up as far up as I can, keeping the arm as straight as I can, but it's diagonally across the body. And then it starts, the bicep starts to engage next to the ear as I come all the way up. Now when I can't go any further, the thumb spins down towards the ground and I'm keeping that arm pulling away from the left wall into the body and squeezing every muscle in that arm. You might even get a cramp. You're squeezing so hard. Let's do that again. Inhale. See if you can keep inhaling the whole way up. And then once the bicep sort of touches the ear is about when you might need to start to rotate that thumb down and exhale all the way down, nice and slow. And once you come down to the body, arm in line with the torso, we're going to go back in the other direction. Inhale up, arm nice and straight, and then exhale diagonally across the body. Last time here, inhaling, and all the way exhaling down and back to where we started. Great, let's take the wrist now, thumb inside the finger, and we're just going to rotate the wrist. See if you can keep the forearms quite straight here, and we're just rotating the wrists in one direction. Arms are straight out in front, and then back in the other direction. You might notice some cracks. And then relax those wrists, relax the arms. I'm going to come into the legs now. So feet parallel, we want to have about hip distance apart. Your hips are narrower than you think. Stand heavy on the left leg. Squeeze the quadricep here. So the muscle just above the knee, squeeze that. Almost lock out the leg, little slight bend in the knee perhaps. As you lift the right knee up into the chest, squeeze it up into the chest as much as you can. And then from here, we're going to let go of the leg and then take the right leg. You feel free to hold on to something if you need to. Otherwise, test your balance. Dorsiflex the right foot, so bring the toes up towards the shin, and then take that right leg all the way out to the right. From here, hands might want to come in front as we then start to take the leg back behind us. And I'm going to show you this from another angle in a moment. Bring it all the way back and then through to where we started. So I'm going to do a couple of these on different angles to show you. So we bring the right leg, left leg strong and straight. We bring the right leg up, out to the side, and this is where I like to move my hand inside. As we come up, just like sort of like a dog doing a wee is the best way to describe it. Then we keep that leg up, tensing all our hamstring, everything. Bring it all the way back down and then back into where we started. Let's do that once more. So bring the right knee up as high as you can. Right leg comes out to the right, up on a 90-degree angle. And then keeping strong here, bring it all the way back and then all the way in. Give it a nice squeeze and then release. All right, let's do it on the other side. So right leg now, strong and straight, as we bring the left knee in and just give it a squeeze. From there, we're going to keep it up and we're going to dorsiflex the foot. So not plantar flex like this, but we're going to actually lift it up. From there, find that balance. Bring the left leg out to the side. So you've got like a sort of 180 degrees here. Then from there, we come up into a 90-degree angle with the leg and then all the way back, squeezing the hamstring. You might get a bit of a cramp and then back again. Let's go again, out to the side, back, and you can do this as slow as you like, all the way back and then through. And then last time around. And don't lose your balance. In and back to where we started. Nice, shake out the legs, and we're just going to do a quick ankle rotation. So plantar flexing now the right foot. We're going to just come around in some circles here, and then back in the other direction. Nice and quick for the moment with the ankles. We'll get into some more of some calves later. And then left side rotation one way, and then back in the other direction. Now, hopefully you remembered to bring a broom, a long towel, a resistance band, something like that. I'm going to use the broom to show you. Now, the narrower the hands, the harder it is. So you might want to challenge yourself, but you're not allowed to bend your arms. So go wider to start with. Arms are straight, hands are out in front. From here, we're going to lift up, keeping the arms super straight, reach for the ceiling, but keep your front ribs in. So what I mean by that is don't lean back like this. Keep your belly button drawn into your back. And then we're going to come all the way around. Nice and straight arms. And then that might touch your back. And then from there, we're going to come all the way back. As we do this, we can make this harder by taking the hands in closer or adding weights to the bar or using a heavier bar, anything that you need. But really important here not to let the ribs flare out. So as I talk you through this, keep going, doing some rotations. So see how I'm taking my hands a bit narrower now, but really important to keep those ribs in. And I'm going to show you what it looks like from the other direction. So from here, not only am I pulling back, but I'm actually trying to pull the bar apart. So I'm pulling it right and left. I'm not moving my hands, but I'm acting as if I am. I'm trying to pull the bar in half. So I'm squeezing in all directions, and it's also giving me a nice wrist stretch. From there, I bring it all the way back. As I bring it out, I'm trying to pull it away from me, so towards you, and then I'm trying to take it up to the ceiling as far as I can, reaching up to the sky, and then all the way in front. So feel free to do several of those. We're just going to do one more together though. So inhale, lift up, don't let the ribs stick out here. Come all the way up and all the way back. Now, if your ribs are sticking out, I like to do this one lying down on my stomach, so then my ribs don't stick out at all. It keeps you really disciplined there, and nice rotation in the shoulders. So play with that. Some of you might be out here because your shoulders are really tight, but either way, it's a really good exercise. All right, so that's that. We're going to come into a couple of different strengthening mobility exercises for our legs. So the first one we're going to do is a great one to warm up the squat. Now we take the left leg or the right leg, doesn't matter, over the other. So I'm actually taking my right leg over my left, crossing the legs. Notice my heels are parallel here. And now I'm coming down on the sides of my ankles. On the edges of my ankles, I'm coming down, back's as straight as possible, and I come down as low as I can. I don't need to sit down, just about to here. And then from there, I come all the way up, spin around on the balls of the feet. If you've got socks on, it's easier. Then come down the other direction. So you're squeezing your glutes, and it's a great glute exercise. Coming up on the sides of the feet, spinning around on the balls of the feet, and then coming down again on the sides of the feet. So some of you might find this a bit challenging if you haven't done it before, but stick with it, keep trying, and if it's hard, keep doing it and you'll get it. Spin around. It's great to strengthen the feet as well, and then all the way down. right, so I'm going to just leave it there for the moment, but come back to the video and practice that one. Here's another one that I want you to try, and it's great for the adductors, so the inner groin. We take our feet a bit wider than hip distance. This time we're on the insides of the feet. Little caveat here, make sure you don't have shoes on. Okay, so we're on the insides of the feet. Now it's really important to keep a straight back and to keep the knees touching. So when you get to about here, the knees start to touch. Make sure the hips are in line with the knees. So see how my hips and knees are in one line. And then from there, you don't need to go all the way down. You can if you can. Now come down to about here if you can. But notice my knees are in line with my hips. And then from there, squeeze the knees together and come all the way back up. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer. You won't be able to see my head, but you don't need to for this exercise. So feet are sort of like sumo style, squat, and we come down. Knees come together as soon as possible. Then hips come in one line and we squeeze knees together. Feel it in the adductors. Hold it if you like, and then push all the way back up, keeping the knees together as long as you can. We'll do that once more, and like I said, come back to it and practice it. It's another one that you really need to practice to open up those adductors, and it will strengthen, and in fact mobilize your adductors. So there's that one. All right, let's come into a Cossack squat now. So the best way to do this is to just come over onto one side. Now, ideally, you want to keep the right heel on the ground and the left toes facing up. But what will happen with a lot of people is their knee will collapse in like this. You want to make sure your knee is pushing back to the wall behind you. So you're really opening up your groin. Now, I appreciate that that's probably going to be too low for some people. Keep the heel on the ground and just go as low as you can. So you might be up here. It doesn't actually really matter as long as you're getting that knee to go back and it's not collapsing in. So from here, you go to the other side. Now you can use a stick or you can use your hands to go all the way over to the other side. If you're lower, it might look more like this. Okay, if you're higher, then it's going to look more like this. Now, if you're quite comfortable with that, you can actually take your hands off the ground and not use the hands, and that'll come more into that strength. And then, if that's okay, you can grab like a, whatever, 16 kilo, 20 kilo kettlebell or dumbbell and hold that and work more into that mobility. But that's enough for today. So now, we're going to take the legs nice and wide. And we're going to work on a bit of compression. So hip flexor, strength, and compression. So to start with, take both the hands over the right leg and then twist so that your torso is over your front knee, over your front leg. And then from there, to make this as easy as possible, the more you put your hands, fingertips on the ground, the easier it is. If you put your hands flat, then it's harder. If you go further out, it's easier. So this is like the easiest version. Sorry, other way around. If you're in here, it's easy. If you're out here with the hands flat, it's hard. But basically what we're going to do is 5 of these. So we lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now obviously if I'm in here, it looks like this. But challenge yourself. Go to wherever you need to. Let's go to the other side. So if you get a cramp in your hip, just sort of massage it out. That's good. It means you're working. Cramps are good. Okay, left side. So twist, come across, and then find that position where you can. And it's real compression of the hip flexor. And we're going to do 5 lifts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice work. And then we're going to do both legs at the same time. So remembering that if you're on your fingertips, it's easier. Hands flat, harder. Okay, let's go. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold and relax. Nice work. We're going to do one more round of that. And over to the right side. I appreciate the first time you do all this, you might not like it, but you'll get used to it. Okay, right side, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over to the left. I should say too, feel free to send me a video and I can help you with your form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now for the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Give those legs a shake and lie down on your back. Bring your feet together, knees together, and bridge up. So see if you can come as high as you can with your hips, but squeeze your knees together here. Squeeze them really tight, squeeze your glute, and you'll feel not only your glutes working here, but if you're squeezing your knees together really hard, you'll feel it in your adductors as well. So we're going to hold this for about 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8. Squeeze your knees. Squeeze your thighs. You should probably even get a cramp in your hamstrings if you're doing this really well. And release. Okay, I'm not going to get you to do another one of those, only because I want to move on to a few other things. But next time, I'll fit in another one. All right. So we're going to do a bit of compression in the front now, and then a bit of core activation as well. Okay, so just like we did with the wide legs, we're going to do the same thing with legs straight. So find that position, further out the harder, and hands on the fingertips, close in, easier. So find your position, and we're going to lift one leg. So let's go with the right leg, up 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you're getting quite good at this, you might be further forward, and you're allowed to round your back here. 1, left foot, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Both feet for 5, and we'll hold at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold and release. Nice work. All right. So stretch out for a bit. Feel those toes and feet. Get a bit of blood flow through the body. And now we're going to work into a bit of calves. So it's really important that you work your calves to protect your knees. So we're going to just work into, if you do have a ball, grab the ball with your feet. Actually, even better with your heels, so like a tennis ball size. And I'm just going to walk back here, and we're just going to do 20 of these. So coming up onto your toe as much as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice and controlled. 6, go down slow. 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 more. Squeeze at the top. 1, 2. Squeeze your glutes as well. Don't rush it on the way down. And we've got 5 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to hold this one at the top for 10 seconds. Squeeze the ball with the heels. That's about 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hopefully you can feel your calves working there. Remove the ball and let's take heels together, toes apart. So from here, we've got coming up onto the toes for 1. Heels stay together for the most part. Just at the end, they might come apart. Come as high up as you can on those toes. And just for time here, we're going to do 12. So we've got 2 more. 1, and on the last one, we're going to hold for about 5 seconds. And release. Nice. Toes together, heels apart for the last calf exercise here. And we're going up for 1, 2, 3. Just going to do 12 of these. Come really high on the toes. And we're getting into all 3 parts of the calf here. And hopefully you haven't lost count, because I have. And let's do 2 more and hold the last one. So we're going to hold this one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Coming back down, just to finish off with a little bit of a fun exercise, getting into the core. So taking hands to the ground, and this is where I suggest to bring your books, thick books, or if you've got 2 yoga blocks. I've only got 1, so I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use my hands. It's harder if you don't use a block or a book, but we should be right. Okay, option number 1 here, push down into the ground as much as you can and see if you can take your buttocks off the ground. And we'll hold here for 10 seconds. So push down into the ground or on your yoga blocks and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Repeat that one, or if you can, see if you can take one leg off the ground at the same time. So it's like this, and your buttocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come down. Other leg. Lift up the buttocks and the other leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last option. So repeat any of those, or actually just take your buttocks off the ground if you can. Or if you can take both your feet and your buttocks off the ground. Remember, if you're on a block or a book, it's easier. So let's go for, say, 10 seconds, lifting the buttocks and the feet off the ground for 10, 9, 4, 2, and down. Nice. Excellent work, guys. So just to finish off, come into a stretch, butterfly stretch, stretch out the adductors, and we've worked those quite hard, and then we'll just stretch out the glutes quickly. Hope you enjoyed a bit of a mobility workout today. Next time I might even break it up into upper body, lower body. Let me know though what you want, and so we can make sure we cater for you. And as we're stretching out the glute, I just want to explain something to you too. So let's take the right leg up and push the right knee away and bring that left knee towards you. So I've noticed a lot of people recently, sort of like the lockdowns getting to them, and rightly so. And I just sort of invite everyone to make the most of this opportunity. And if anyone wants a hand with this, I'm welcome. You're welcome to reach out to me. I've probably got enough spots for about 5 more people. So I'm offering to sit down with you. Normally takes about an hour to go through like your goals, and often it ends up being not just your fitness and health goals. It can sort of grow a bit wider than that, but normally it's like lifestyle, health, fitness, nutrition goals, and not just goals, but like, where you want to be, 6 months, but also, where you'd like to be in 10 years. And let's swap legs. And then from there, we work out a plan that's going to work with your goals and also the equipment that you have and the time that you have available. And then we generally do an hour session together once a week. And then on top of that, I write a program for you for the rest of the week. And that's based on how much time you've got, what goals you're trying to achieve. And then we touch base in that one online personal training session once a week. And we readapt your next weekly schedule and go from there. So basically you've got an online personal training session once a week with a program that changes every week, that's in line with what you're trying to achieve, and just really keeping you on track with nutrition and sanity during this time. I can even help you if you have any questions about little billy goat gruff or something like that. I'm getting quite knowledgeable about that as I teach my daughter. So yeah, anything really. But reach out to me, DM me. Happy to help, and just with whatever I can, and stay safe and stay fit. And I'll see you next live or on a one-on-one training session. Take care. See you later.